Welcome to your weekly energy download. I'm here to help you understand the collective energy that's moving through all of us right now. Think of it like emotional weather that we can all feel. When we name it and understand it, we can work with it instead of against it. We're going to look at what energy we just moved through, what's showing up now as our invitation to grow, and how you can use this information to navigate your week with more flow and less resistance. Let's dive in. It is time for the energy weather report, and we've had a lot of energy moving lately. So, we're going to talk about the energy that we last spoke about because it changed twice since then. And that was the gift of wisdom and the lesson of surrender, is what we'll call gate 21. So, last week, the energy was inviting us to dig deep. 48 is the gate of depth. And so we needed to dig deep to trust that the wisdom we've gathered over time is enough. For a lot of us, that looked like control issues flaring up, trying to get every detail right, trying to feel safe by planning everything down to the second. If you felt tired or heavy, it's because that energy was asking, can you surrender control and trust the process? The reflection question that I want to leave you with for that energy is, where did I try to manage life instead of allowing life to support me? So that we were on the tail end of that energy on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, midweek, we transitioned to the gift of instinct in our sun and the energy of initiation in our earth to balance that energy. There was this quieter, sharper pulse. Our instincts got louder, those quick whispers that you feel in your body before you can explain them, those instincts. And here's the catch. When we ignore that inner knowing, life tends to send thunder to get our attention. For me, that started around the funeral that I went to. And as I was sitting there listening to people speak about this woman, how she always gave, always made sure everyone was fed, always showed up for her community, I could feel both the beauty and the weight of that. She gave so much that by the end, her body just couldn't keep up. And it made me think about how often we confuse love with constant doing. Later that day, as is within our sun, I was in my integrity school follow-up call. And it hit me that I had been doing the same thing in a smaller way. Ignoring my instincts had ignoring the instincts that had been nudging me to say something in my relationship. And instead of having the conversation my heart knew needed to happen, I avoided it. And when we avoid the whisper, the universe sends shock. It sends the thunder. And that's exactly what happened next. A few emotional ripples, a few parental shocks that pulled me back into presence. One of those things, by the way, was Taylor leaving the house at like 11 a.m. and not coming back home from her friend's house until like 9:30 with some intermittent. It was a whole thing. So like I said, nothing disastrous, just disruptive enough to wake me up and bring me back into presence. And that's what the energy of 51 initiation does. It's not punishment, it's initiation. It's life saying, hey, remember who you are. The quiet or the final reflection question that I want to leave you with is, what quiet knowing have I been avoiding? And what wake up call is trying to bring me back to myself? Now, the energy that we are currently in. Had a lot to process. There's a lot to integrate there. And I want to give you a heads up for the transitional energy that we just entered into. It's the gift of endurance in our sun and the gift of completion in our earth. We are standing in new ground. The energy shifted again from quick instincts and sudden shocks to something steadier, more enduring. The gift of endurance teaches us how to keep showing up for our dreams, even when the excitement fades. It's that slow, sacred process of building what lasts. And the gift of completion reminds us to let things finish, to close loops, to release expectations, to honor what has run its course. For me, how this started to show up was not seeing this weekend's chaos as failure. It's seeing what can be preserved in parenting moments, in partnership, in the quiet work of coming back to balance, which I talked about yesterday, just before we started recording, that balance that Taylor and I were able to find, that flow. It's reminding myself that detachment is not disconnection. I've been rereading The Greatest Secret, and it has been echoing through my mind that I am not my body. I am not my mind. I am the awareness that witnesses it all. And so, with that reminder, when I catch myself judging or trying to control outcomes again, I take a moment, sometimes placing a hand on my chest, and I breathe and I remember that this is just my small self, the ego self, trying to protect me. And that the real me, the infinite one, the infinite consciousness, the infinite awareness that is me, is already safe. And so the final reflection question that I want you to take with you into this week is, what part of my life is asking for patience right now instead of pressure? The mind is going to pressure you. It's going to fill up your to-do list, fill up your calendar. But what needs patience right now? What's going to help this week? Trusting the timing, letting things unfold. Don't rush to fix what is still forming. Listening to your body is going to help. Your intuition speaks through sensation before words. Simplifying the goal, focusing on what truly matters, not every moving piece. Allowing that completion is going to help this week in something that's quietly asking to close. And lastly, what's going to help this week is grounding in gratitude. Endurance grows stronger when it's rooted in appreciation. What may trip you up this week is interpreting delays as failure. Sometimes the pause is the preparation. Holding on too tight might trip you up. Control is just fear in disguise. Neglecting rest, endurance in our sun right now, it needs recovery. Pushing harder won't help. Judging your process might trip you up. Comparison kills trust. And as we've heard in the past, it is a thief of joy. And lastly, ignoring emotional cues. Avoiding discomfort keeps cycles repeating, keeps that loop going, keeps bringing you more evidence of what you already know and are ignoring. These past few weeks have been a masterclass in trust. First, we were asked to trust our wisdom, then to trust our instincts, even when they led to a little disruption sometimes with that 51. And now we're being asked to trust endurance, to keep showing up, even when we can't see the finish line. Your job this week isn't to have it all figured out. It's to stay present, patient, and willing to keep going, one aligned step at a time. Your gentle challenge this week is to do one small thing that honors the future you're building, even if no one sees it yet. That is faith in motion. And if you would like some support working with your faith muscle, working with your belief muscle, If you want support getting clarity on that one small thing that you can do that honors the future that you're building, know that I'm here for you. You can scan the QR code on the screen. You can grab the link from the show notes. I'm offering a 1 hour clarity call, and we've been really having some awesome ahas on these clarity calls. People are knowing what their next aligned step is, and that's all I want. I want you to know what your next step is so that you can keep moving towards your dream. I also want to leave you with an affirmation to help you keep going this week. I release control, trust divine timing, and move with quiet endurance. And as you keep moving, a reminder that Heartseat Coaching is happening on the 22nd at 7 p.m. This is an exclusive benefit of Limitless University private circle members. And of course, every Tuesday, we are back here in this same spot talking about the energy, talking about how to stay aligned, how to keep amplifying your impact. Every Tuesday morning, we gather live in Limitless University for what I call our weekly energy alignment. We start by celebrating wins because your victories matter and deserve to be witnessed. Then we dive into the week's collective energy together, and we close in gratitude, setting the foundation for a week of flow and alignment. The transit report you just heard is one piece of our hour-long gathering. And there's something really special about experiencing this energy work in real time with other humans who get it. You can join us at diamonddripconsulting.com, and you can also find that link in the show notes.